At the core of any sentence in Spanish is a verb conjugation. Without a conjugated verb, we won't know who is doing what. Obviously, conjugated verbs are essential to meaning. So, what are verb conjugations and how do we form them? When we say conjugations, we are referring to the spelling of the endings of each verb, which identify the subject or doer of the action. In Spanish, there are three basic patterns for forming verb endings. There are AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. We identify each verb as an AR, ER, or IR verb by looking at its infinitive form. Verbs are listed in the dictionary in their infinitive or unconjugated form. For example, hablar is to speak, comprender is to understand, and escribir is to write. Infinitives are not yet conjugated. First, we need to remove the AR, ER, and IR from the end of the infinitive, and then we need to add certain endings to the remaining roots of the verb. To the root of the verb to speak, hablar, we add a set of endings that correspond to all possible subjects. Hablo is I speak. Hablas is you, singular speak. Habla is he, she, it speaks, or formal you speak. Hablamos is we speak. And hablan is used for they speak or formal plural you speak. You may be wondering about the variety of options for expressing you speak. We have presented three choices. Tu hablas is an informal way of addressing an individual person who is a friend, family member, or a peer. Usted habla also addresses one individual person if the individual is a superior, like a boss, an elderly person, or a stranger in a formal situation. Unless you're in Spain, where Spaniards use vosotros, a plural equivalent of the to form, we need to switch to ustedes hablan to address multiple people, regardless of whether we consider them peers or superiors. To the root of the verb comprender, we add a second set of endings. They should look familiar. The A endings from a verb like hablar are replaced by the letter E. Comprendo is I understand. Comprendes is you, familiar singular, understand. Comprende is he, she, it understands, or formal you understand. Comprendemos is we understand, and comprenden is used to express they understand or formal plural you understand. To the root of the verb escribir, which represents the third or IR pattern of regular verbs, we add a third set of endings. These endings look a lot like the second pattern, with one exception. Can you spot the exception? Escribo is I write. Escribes is you, familiar singular, write. Escribe is he, she, it, or formal you, write. Escribimos means we write. And escriben is they write, or formal plural you write. These endings are identical to the endings for the ER verbs, except for escribimos, the we form. Let's look at these three modal verbs in action. Can you interpret the meaning of the following statements in Spanish? Take advantage of the pause to guess the meaning. ¿Comprendes el español? Mi papá habla 3 lenguas. Jorge y yo escribimos textos en inglés. Muchas personas hablan español, portugués y francés. ¿Escriben ustedes poemas en clase? Yo no comprendo los documentos legales.